And at the start of day 3, we have Yokozuna Takanohana with 2 straight wins. Also Ozeki, this is the man here with 2 straight wins. Asashoryu. And then mixed bag after that. Takanowaka's got 2 straight wins. Musayama's got 1 win, 1 loss. Tochiazuma with no wins and 2 losses, as has Kotomitsuki, no wins and 2 losses. Well, it's the attention is on Asashoryu and Takanohana. And we come up to the first of our bouts on day 3, and it's between Tochinonada. This is the man who beat Asashoryu last basho, his only defeat that he suffered. Here fighting Otsukasa. These two have fought 3 times previously. Tochinonada's won all 3 of those bouts. Well, both locked in tight, but it's Tochinonada's got that overarm grip, but hasn't quite got his arm in deep enough, and that's enough for Otsukasa to force him over the edge and take a yorikiri win. So that was Otsukasa's first win and 3rd loss for Tochinonada, so not a good start for Tochinonada. Previous basho, he didn't do well. He had 6 wins against 9 losses. Tamanoshima, 153 kilos. Takanotsuru, 171. Takanotsuru with 2 wins so far. Heavier wrestler of the 2, but Tamanoshima with a little bit more experience. Now, Tamanoshima also almost driven to the edge there, manages to pull back from it. That bouncing move from Takanotsuru. He's rather good at using his weight, forcing his stomach in, and then rocking the opponent off balance and then driving them over the edge. So there goes the stomach again, pushing hard, and there's a Charlie type win there. Tamanoshima almost looked as though he was going over, leaned back, kept his heels in, lifted up the much bigger wrestler Takanotsuru, and then just spun round and dropped him outside the ring before he himself crashed out. So that's first win for Tamanoshima. Looks pleased with himself as he makes the gesture, the winning gesture to the ground from that kneeling crouch. Jumonji fights Shimotori. Both these wrestlers not fighting under a shikona, which is to say a sumo name. They're fighting under their own names, names they were given at birth. Well, it's the battle of the overarm grips and the underarm grips. Jumonji there with a morozashi, that's the 2 arms on the inside. Very powerful grip, lifts Shimotori up and over the edge. A yorikiri win there for Jumonji, his first win and first loss for Shimotori. These wrestlers fight 1 bout a day for 15 days. Top wrestlers usually know who they're going to fight next day. The Banzuke committee works it out. Juryo wrestlers don't know. That's worked out after their fight. So now Kasuganishiki against Wakanoyama. Wakanoyama, slightly heavier at 159 kilos. Squat, heavy wrestler. Keeping his head low and driving in, but he couldn't quite use his arms effectively, and a good slap down from Kasuganishiki did the trick, I should say, and knocked him down with tsukiotoshi. Gojoro is a man who's been in and out of the Makuuchi division. He was out of it for about 21 bashos, which is 3 years or more. He fights Kyokushuzan, who's been in the Makuuchi division since '96, but it's consistently in from '96. They're winning with straightforward yorikiri. First win for Kyokushuzan. His last basho he had 7 wins and 8 losses, so that was Makikoshi for him. Gojoro turned in an even worse performance, which was 4 wins and 11 losses. Now we have Hokutoriki against Takamisakari. They say about Takamisakari, yari nikui, which means difficult to handle. Very odd movements that he makes, unpredictable. And very skillful nonetheless, strong and unskillful, not very fat, a lot of muscle on him. And you can see him hanging on there, surviving, locking his arms in, drives Hokutoriki to the edge and over. So Takamisakari takes his third straight win. Second loss for Hokutoriki. Well, his knees are holding up surprisingly well. Takamisakari is got some very bad knees, which accounts for, to some measure, the peculiar way he walks. But seems to have avoided his knee problems for the last couple of bashos. Now we have Kaiho, small, skillful wrestler, against Akinoshima, man who's won a lot of tournament prizes, something like 19 tournaments. He's put in outstanding performances and taken a prize. Never won a tournament. Got very close to it, of course, winning all those tournament prizes. He's also beaten a lot of Yokozuna in his time. 16 there. Well, Kaiho almost lost his balance right at the beginning there as he just closed in on Akinoshima, but he keeps him going and drives him over the edge. Another yorikiri win. Well, we're getting lots of yorikiris in this these opening few days of the basho. It's almost as if Akinoshima saw Kaiho skidding right at the beginning there and thought, oh, that's mine. But it was Kaiho who very quickly recovered and drove him to the edge and over. Akinoshima said that if he gets dropped from this top Makuuchi division, he'll retire. He won't carry on fighting in the judo, as many other top wrestlers like Terao and Takutoriki have done. He's a proud man. He wants to retire at the highest rank he can. Well, now we have Kotoryu against Tokitsuumi. Tokitsuumi at 134 kilos. He's been trying to put on weight for a long time, so he'd like to get up to about 140. Kotoryu leads in hard, goes for the throat, bangs him with the head, goes for the belt, as does Tokitsuumi. It's going to be a battle of the belt grips, the overarm grip or the underarm grip. No, it's Morozashi, so two arms on the inside means it can be a lift, and there it is. Kotoryu gets both of his arms on the inside. There's the two double grip on the inside, Morozashi, and a huge lift and a drop just outside the ring. Third straight win for Kotoryu. First loss for Tokitsuumi. Kotonowaka waiting just on the edge for Iwakiyama to go through his ringside preparations. Kotonowaka mostly wins with throws, very rarely does oshi sumo or push-out sumo. Uses height, grabs the belt, but there, gets spun over. It's the overarm grip of Iwakiyama that does it for him. So uwatenage win there by Rocky Mountain Iwakiyama. So he's got quite a broken nose there. I suspect he got that from one of the headbutts. It's perfectly within the rules in sumo. Takanonami, veteran, got a kimboshi in his last tournament. That was when he was in the Maigasho rankings. He did well last time. He had 10 wins. That pushed him up into his present position, Komusubi. But last time out, he beat Musashi Maru, and that gave him a kimboshi, which is a gold star, which is more significant for the pay increment that he gets from it. Adds to his overall pay. Well, he disposes of lightweight Aminishiki there without too much trouble. That's an overarm push-out throw, uwatedashinage. Gives Takanonami his second win. Oh, we're getting closer and closer to another Takanohana bout. Now, Toki against Kotomitsuki. Kotomitsuki, the technician, always thinks out his tournaments, his particular bouts. Toki, a bit rough and ready, just goes for the face, uses his long arms. Kotomitsuki's locking in tight, sticking to him. Call it nebari in sumo, stick into your opponent. Don't give him space, crowd him the whole time. There you see it. So Kotomitsuki, two hands on Toki and driving with the head, so it's a three-pronged attack from Kotomitsuki, and that gives him his first win. Day one, day two he lost. Much needed win for him. Takanowaka, two straight wins against Dejima. These two have fought 9 times in the past. Takanowaka's got the edge on those head-to-heads. He's got 5 wins out of those 9. But he's looking stronger. Well, Dejima usually comes out like a rocket, feet going behind the drive. Sometimes overreaches himself. There you see it, comes out fast, locks his hands in, head to the chest, and drops Takanowaka over the edge. Quite a predictable start there by Dejima. Let's watch that one again. Takes his head slightly to the side as he goes into the slam, the Atari. From there, recovers very quickly and locks his arms in tight, rocks from side to side, keeps Takanowaka off balance, and then over the edge. So there's some prize money for him, some Kensho Kin. Oh, that's Asashoryu's portrait there on the wall. It's the man himself sitting there waiting for his next bout. Musayama fights Tosanumi. These two have fought 29 times, but it's fairly evens. Tosanomi's won 14, Musayama's won 15. They've been rivals since college days. They both came through the amateur sumo ranks in Japan. Both very similar in weight. Musayama won a tournament a long time ago, almost gets sidestepped there, closes in again against Tosanumi. Tosanumi holding the center, driving Musayama back, but it's the fight's going backwards and forwards, but eventually it's Tosanumi who maintained the initiative. It was touch and go there, but mostly it was Tosanumi's bout. And there was an oshidashi win for Tosanumi. Second loss for Musayama, second win for Tosanumi. Well, it's this would have been Takanohana against Kyokutenho, but he's dropped out. It was a very rough bout he had with Miyabiyama, and Kyokutenho drops down and gets the referee's nod. So Fusensho, win by default for Kyokutenho. Well, it didn't, I mean, Takanohana looked all right when he came back from that rematch. He took a very big throw. He didn't look injured, but who's to say? In the heat of the bout, maybe he didn't notice the injury, but we'll soon know. Sometimes these wrestlers come back, they drop out for a couple of days, then come back in again. Now we have Asashoryu against Miyabiyama. Miyabiyama, rough and tough. Had 8 wins, previous basho. 2 bashos before that, he got Makikoshi, that's more losses than wins. Asashoryu, who won the last tournament with 14 wins to 1 loss. A lot of attitude in this Mongolian. When he first came into the Makuuchi division, he was an extremely rough fighter, lots of slaps and pushes and bangs to the opponent's face. Now seems to be a lot more skillful, goes for the belt. Miyabiyama comes out, goes for the throat. Asashoryu sidesteps him a bit, locks on tight, gets round behind, grabs his leg at the same time. Typical Mongolian sumo there, they're very good at those leg grabs. And it looked like that injured Miyabiyama somewhat. Well, you can see his both ankles taped up there. Probably hurt himself yesterday when he fought Takanohana. Well, that's a 3rd straight win for Asashoryu and 2nd loss for Miyabiyama. Let's watch that one again. Even sort of start. Miyabiyama goes for the throat, thrusts in, almost gets turned there as Asashoryu closes in behind him. Asashoryu locks in tight, gets a very deep grip with his right arm, gets round behind, and as he gets round behind, he drops his left arm onto the knee of Miyabiyama. Well, is this another injury? Iwakiyama being led out in a wheelchair. Seems quite possible he'll drop out from now on in this basho. Well, Tochinonada, he's got 2 losses so far. Not doing at all well. Well, we know he's got a cold, and that's quite often enough to upset these wrestlers because everything hinges one bout a day. They've got to put everything into it. They're slightly off. That can affect their outcome here, fighting Wakanosato. These two have fought 12 times in the past. Tochinonada's won 9 of them. Referee restarts them. Wakanosato closes in, just locks in tight. Well, Tochinonada not struggling particularly there. The power of Wakanosato just locked him in on the belt and then just shoved him over the edge. So another yorikiri win, this time from Wakanosato. 3rd loss for Tochinonada. There's Asashoryu going down the flower path to Hanamichi towards the changing room. Well, at the end of day 3, we have Asashoryu with 3 straight wins, Takanohana with 2 wins and a win lost by default. Then we have Ozeki Musayama with 1 win and 2 losses, Tochinonada with 3 straight losses. It's all over the place as far as these top wrestlers are concerned, but Takanowaka's with 2 wins and 1 loss. Well, thank you for joining us. We'll be back soon with days 4, 5 and 6 of the basho. This is Syd Hoare from Tokyo. Bye for now and sayonara.